Hi guys, welcome to Tales Point Horror Book Club Movie Club, and we're going to be chatting about Us by Jordan Peele from 2019, and the storm's playing havoc with our connections tonight, so we will try our very best and see what happens. Once upon a time there were 4 guests and their shadows tethered together. So yeah, there's Emma, Josh.
Hello.
Yay, I
Yay!
can see you!
Who's not going to be able to see me this time though? Maybe. Hey. And then Beck should be here. Hopefully.
Come on, Bex.
Come on, Beck! It's the connection from the storm.
I do believe in fairies.
I do.
You didn't do your scary voice this time, Josh.
Oh, Josh, you have to do it again. Oh, that's awful. That does sound like her.
Oh, bless. I think Becky's trying to join. Oh, bless. Oh, it's the storm. I knew it would play havoc tonight.
Yeah, it's really windy where we are.
Yeah, I'll just invite Beck in again and then she can join. But I'll carry on then, and then hopefully Beck can join us. But yes, we're going to be chatting about Us, which I'd never seen before.
About us three.
Us,
yeah.
So many jokes there. Hi Sharon, hi Tanny. And we've got the brilliant Emma joining us with her gorgeous plait. I love that, Emma, it suits you.
Oh, thank
And
you.
And then we've got the brilliant Josh in his brilliant mustard coloured hat. Lovely, keep him warm in this weather. And then hopefully we'll have Beck from This Girl Loves Horror, and also one half of the Girl and the Gay podcast, which is really brilliant. If you haven't listened to it, check it out because it's super fun. So hopefully Beck will join us, but as I say, the storm is just, I can hear it howling outside the window here, so yeah, it's playing havoc with everyone. So I'll let you guess which one of us is red out of all of us. I think you can probably tell. So there will be spoilers for
you are lovely and red up there, Chelley.
There'll be spoilers for Us from the offset, because I don't think you can talk about this film without spoilers, to be honest. I found it really difficult to write some questions, but Hayley's put a midsummer coloured hat. Josh.
Oh yeah, I'm a bit early. I'm just desperate for spring.
There's a bear
all summer
behind you. Oh dear, oh, this might be Beck. We'll keep trying. So Us is written and directed by Jordan Peele and tells the story of a family's serene beach vacation that turns to chaos when their doppelgängers appear and begin to terrorise them. I just I see horror references in everything. I like it. So it grossed about 71 million over its opening weekend in the US, which at the time was the highest ever for an original horror film. I'm not sure whether that's still the record. I don't know. But that's what it told me on the interwebs. So it was mainly filmed around Santa Cruz. And apparently there is actually an underground tunnel system around the boardwalk, though it's mostly used for storage and shelter, and in case of emergency. And vampires, Lost Boys. So yeah, I was like, oh my god, that's freaky. There could be underground tunnels beneath us and we just don't know.
Yeah.
And that thought really scares me.
Things scratching around down there, Chelley, right under your house. No, she won't sleep.
I'm not going to sleep. I won't sleep tonight now.
Tell her to do a scratching noise when you're about to go to sleep.
Well, the thing is, no, there is a scratching noise that does happen when it's windy outside. Something, we can't figure out what it is since we've moved house. Something scratches on the outside of the house, and we don't know what it is. We thought it was a loose cable or aerial.
It's your shadow.
Yeah.
It's like, let me in on all my life. I'm not sleeping tonight. Oh dear. I don't know whether Beck is here and I just can't see her, but no, I don't think she's here. So is Us a first time watch for you, or have you seen it before? And what were your memories of the first time watch, Emma?
I have seen it before. When it came out, I saw it. I actually bought it on DVD and watched it at home. So I didn't see it in the cinema. But I remember being really creeped out by it. I just hated the whole idea of another me. You know, am I the evil one? I don't know. I hated the idea of an evil me coming to coming to get me. Or it's just such a creepy idea. So yeah, no, it's second. Well, I've watched it. Probably this is the third time I've watched it.
Oh wow, you've watched it a few times then. You're a fan.
Yeah.
How about you, Josh? Have you seen it before? Was it the first time watch?
Yeah, I saw it when it came out in the cinemas. So this was my second time watching it. It's not my favorite, like it's not one that I felt like a real need to go back to, but I was definitely interested to watch it a second time and see if I noticed anything that I hadn't noticed the first time, and if it's like when you know what the twist is, it's always interesting to go back and watch to see what the clues are and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was excited to go back and watch it again.
Yeah. Did you notice like more the second time then? Second time around?
I don't think so.
No.
Think so.
Oh dear.
I was a bit more disappointed when the twist came, because I was like, I really liked the first 40 minutes, and then for me it goes off a bit.
Yeah.
So
Hey!
Hi back.
Hello.
We persevered and we got there. We got there.
Finally.
It's this storm. It's so bad.
Yes. Plus, I think Insta Live just hates me. I always have problems when I try and do live.
Oh, you're here now.
Yes.
That's all that matters. And I introduced you, and I said that you're one half of a brilliant podcast that I love, and I will pop like a link up to it as well. So thank you for joining us. But I was just asking Emma and Josh like if they'd seen Us before. Not as in like Us, but the film. It's gonna get very
I've never seen you before in my life.
Yeah.
Surprise. But was this a first time watch for you, Beck, or have you seen it before?
No, I did see it once, kind of back when it first kind of came out, and I think I'd hyped it up way too much after seeing Get Out, and I was really expecting great things, and I didn't like it the first time. I didn't, but I don't think I understood it either. I don't think I got everything that was going on, because this second time round, I quite enjoyed it a lot more. So.
Interesting. Well, I've never seen Get Out. I've not seen like Get Out, Nope, or Us. I don't know why. I'm just a failure.
Or Candyman, the new one. Seen the new?
No, I've not seen
Candyman.
Oh yes, I've seen the new Candyman.
Yeah.
I did watch that. Yeah, actually.
Because you watched both, didn't you?
Yeah. So maybe because I haven't seen Get Out, maybe that's why I enjoyed this one more. Well, not more, but maybe it's why I enjoyed it, because I quite liked it. But I went down a bit of a rabbit hole when I was like thinking of questions, and like I'm really into like Beck or no, like me and Beck watched Saltburn, and we was having like a conversation about it, and I go down these rabbit holes, and I'm like, oh, foreshadowing and all this, that, and the other, and like then I'm just like, I'm really into it there. So sometimes I think at the end, like, oh, I'm not sure about that, and then I go down this rabbit hole, and I'm like, yeah, I loved it. It was brilliant. So for a first time watch, like I watched it with my husband, and he didn't like it. After about half hour, he said, no, I don't like it. So he stopped watching it. But he actually told me what he thought the ending was going to be. And I was like, at the end, when I got to it, I was like, did you read about this before we watched it? Because he predicted the whole of the plot.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I reckon he cheated, and I think he looked really. Yeah, I reckon. So are you a Jordan Peele fan then, Emma? Have you got which one of his films is your favourite? Where should I go next?
Obviously, Get Out is tight. It's a very tight talk horror. It's clever. The social commentary is clever. You can see this is something that Jordan has thought about a lot through his life, and it's a passion project. So you can see that comes through on the screen. So Get Out is definitely his best. I would agree with everybody on that. And I think probably Nope is my second favourite after that. And it's weird. It's really, really weird. But I you know what I'm like? I like things that allude to aliens. So I'm on board with that one. That one is probably my second favourite of his. And then Us, to be fair. Yeah, so I do like Us, but I think that my criticisms of it and the things I like about it might mirror what Josh is going to say.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm intrigued.
We are
like proper. Like, I was just going to say, this is like proper echo in the film.
I'm intrigued to see what Josh says, because I think maybe he has the same ideas as me.
Oh dear. I notice Emma doesn't say the same ideas as me. Because I just go, my theories are always like,
yours are always
completely
so wild, Chelley.
I know. How about you, Josh? Have you got a favourite Jordan Peele film?
It's really spooky because me and Emma don't always think the same things, but I'm actually in the exact same ranking. So Get Out is obviously, like Emma said, it's really tight. It's got such a clear idea of what it wants to achieve, and it just does it brilliantly. I think the mystery works so effectively. Like, even watching Get Out a second time, I'd forgotten all the little twisty things that happen. It's so clever. And then Nope is just like a wild, crazy film. Which, like, he weirdly makes me think of The Simpsons, which sounds a bit incongruous, but you know how The Simpsons always start with a certain scene or idea, and you think you know what the episode's going to be about, but then suddenly something happens that spins it off into something completely different. That is kind of what Jordan Peele does, I think, quite well, and he does it massively in Nope, where there's this whole segment about a sitcom where a trained monkey, like an acting monkey, sort of went berserk on set and killed a bunch of people. But it kind of like thematically, it kind of does fit in with the overall story, but it doesn't really have anything to do with anything else that's happening in the film. But it's a gorgeous film. It's got some really cool, it's got some really cool imagery to it. It's definitely one to have seen on the big screen. And then Us is my third favorite.
Interesting. Okay. And how about you, Beck? Have you watched? You said you watched Get Out, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that's definitely up there for my favourite. I think it's brilliant for exact same reasons of you guys have said. But I do feel like his movies, they get better the more you watch them, because there's just so many things that you pick up on more when you're rewatching things. I find, because I'm quite simple whenever I watch films. I don't even think about much. I'm just enjoying it or I'm not enjoying it. But then when I watch it the second time, I'll be thinking a bit more and looking into stuff. And I always have to Google after his films. But I didn't like Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be my least favourite. Not that, no, I didn't dislike it, but it was my least favourite out of the three. But
that's fair.
I'd only watched it once, so I'd have to watch it again, I think, and maybe I'd feel better about it the second time like I do his others. So.
Yeah, sometimes certain films need a second watch, don't they? You know, and it's like just to like take everything in and things like that. I find like sometimes I need that second watch. Sometimes, definitely. So I'm definitely going to check out Get Out and Us after watching. No. Get Out and Nope after watching Us.
You've seen Us, Chelley?
No.
No.
Just having a little chit chat. I saw Hayley put, I'm an identical twin, so it felt personal.
Yeah.
Larissa put, I enjoyed it fine but didn't love it. Got a large part of the twist from the opening scene. Yeah, that's what Kev said. Kev had it all sussed out, he figured it all out.
Did you guess the switch? Is that what? Yeah.
Yes, I think that's what Larissa's saying, and
I did also.
Kev guessed it as well, and I was like, watch the film, might not be that. Anyway, it was that.
Because that comes so late on, you almost kind of forget about it, because so much other stuff kind of takes precedence over that, and then that's just like a little stinger at the end that I think it is effective even if you do predict it.
Yeah, I think so.
And Hayley put, Get Out is fire. And Sharon put, I agree with Josh, the first 45 minutes was good but the rest was meh. Ollie's Books and Beads has put, I agree with Hayley, Get Out is iconic. And Hayley put, anytime I hear silverware against glass, I'm like, I presume that's something to do with Get Out that I don't know about. Melina laughed at my rabbit hole thing, but I'm really bad. I tend to go down. Someone called Oliver said, hi Joshua.
Hello.
Larissa put, a chunk of it was obvious from the opening, in fairness to Mr. Toy. Okay, yeah. We'll give him that. We'll just let him think he's clever. We have to compromise somewhere. Oh dear. I think that's to do with Get Out, so I won't read that just in case, because I'm definitely going to watch that. So the Wilsons' doppelgängers kind of first appear on the Wilsons' driveway, kind of in the same order as the sticker in the car. I noticed, like the decal on the car that they had,
done,
they
Chelley.
kind of appeared. Yeah, see, I pick up really weird things. And it kind of sets up that typical home invasion, because initially we just kind of see them as shadows, so we don't know what they are. So what would you have done? Would you have gone, done what Gabe did and go down the drive towards them, or would you have just locked yourself in a room, run away? What would you have done, Josh?
I would have locked and bolted and hidden under the bed and phoned the police. There's no way I'm going out there. No way.
The thing is, they did phone the police, right?
And
they said, and they didn't turn up.
No, because they were killed.
Because there was civil unrest
by their twins.
Oh, maybe I didn't think of that. I thought they were just being lazy.
We won't bother today.
That's a long 15 minutes. How about you, Emma? What would you have done if you saw those four figures at the bottom of your driveway? What would you have done? Think if I was in the house and you had to protect me.
Oh God, Chelley, I would absolutely come and Chelley, run! Get out the back door! Go as fast as you can. I probably would have tried to throw something on them first. I probably would have, if they were closer, I would have opened the window and tried to throw something heavy on them. I don't know, the TV.
Yeah.
Just push it out the window, go away! And I would have run. I would have totally legged it out the back door. I wouldn't have been able to stay locked in the house because I would have been too scared, I think. Yeah. It would have been definitely flight for me rather than fight.
And how about you, Beck? Would you have been brave and saved us all?
No.
Oh.
We're all doomed.
Yeah, no, I would have been no help. I might have shouted out and then, but the way they just stood there, it was just so creepy. That door would have been locked and I would have been out the back, probably on the boat, gone. I wouldn't have been waiting for him to come running towards the door. No.
And the way the boy delivers that line, didn't you feel a chill? Like when he says, "There's a family in our driveway."
Yeah.
That was so chilling.
Worst nightmare, just hearing that, isn't it?
Blackout.
What's going on?
There's a family in our driveway.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. And the thing is, I think even if you had locked yourself in the house at that point, like they still would have got in somehow, because with the other characters, the friends, I forget their names now, the friends, and you know, in their big like posh glass house, like they still got in somehow, didn't they? And stuff. So they would have been relentless to get in anyway, I think. So I think either way, you could only just run and just try. But I think they would have caught up with us, to be honest. And
Run.
there's no thinking that I would have stayed there, Emma. I'd be gone. Oh, yeah.
We're running,
you know it.
together.
Running. I'll be like running, and I'll be like, I've got a stitch, and then I'll be dead.
One of those horror girls. I'm falling over, Emma. Just leave me. Save yourself.
That would be me. Yeah, it would totally be me. I'd be like, oh, save yourself, Emma, Josh X. The main thing I remember enjoying was the Google playing. That is when that happened, that is so relatable. I mean, just a couple of minutes before this chat, I had an argument with Alexa. It doesn't understand my accent. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't understand me. I think he's got a personal vendetta against me. And then yesterday, I was walking through the house with a biscuit like in my mouth. I was like, Alexa, like this, play this, and he understood me then. With a mouth full of biscuit. But normally, no. If Alexa can do a playback, you'll hear me swearing at it quite often, going, God's sakes, Alexa!
So you need to do funny accents every time now.
Just honestly,
accent will work.
I feel it's personal. I really do. And that scene just had me howling, because I thought, yeah, I totally relate to that scene. Definitely. So the main actress, is it Lupita, I want to say it is. I hope I'm saying that right. Based Red's voice, which Josh and Emma did a brilliant impression of earlier. Apparently based the voice on Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and specifically his spasmodic dysphonia. I don't know whether I'm saying that right. But apparently he suffered from that. Between takes, she would remain in character as Red, much to the dismay of the cast and crew, because that must have been terrified if she stayed in character the whole time. So what did you think of their performance, both as Adelaide and Red? Like, did she nail it? Did you enjoy it, Josh?
I did. I thought they all did an amazing job. The first time you get a really good look at the Shadow family's faces, they're all just terrifying. I love that the daughter's got that horrible like smile, like this terrifying smile on her face.
Yeah.
The little boy with his sort of like spider-like movements is really, really creepy. The dad's just sort of like making these grunting sounds. And then obviously like Lupita Nyong'o is just amazing. She's really creepy.
Yeah.
But there's all that being said, I think that the film suffers from her big exposition. When they're all sitting down, it's really creepy, and then she starts talking, and I think that I don't know that you needed any explanation there at that point. I feel like it would have been it would have been like more of a horror film if you didn't know why these doppelgangers were suddenly appearing, and it was more mysterious. I feel like that might be more effective. So as great as they are, I think that the film didn't quite use them in a way that worked for me a lot of the time.
Yeah. It was quite a big kind of monologue, that first initial bit that she said. It did go on for quite a while.
And like when she says "We are America," I was like, it's called subtlety.
Yeah, two on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Emma? Did you like the way she portrayed both the characters, and then the rest of the cast? Were they just as good?
Yeah, I think it was very clever for her to be able to be two people and me to absolutely think they're separate, even though they look exactly the same. I thought that was a really distinctive. Whereas the other two were just the others were just sort of not non-verbal and not really, you know, just creepy. Whereas she was actually a fully formed character, if you like, and she you know, her voice was really creepy. But like Josh says, I think that the pace was off. So I think that for it to remain high stakes and tense, you can't be having that kind of a speech from the creature. You know, it's like I think if you get any kind of creature standing up and, you know, I don't know, Frankenstein explaining his existence, it would seem kind of, oh, well, you see, I was put together and then they stitched this bit and that bit and then they electrocuted me and now I'm here and I'm going to get you. You know, it's, I don't know, it's, and I, you know, I want to be the human. I don't want to be the monster. Yeah, I get it. But it was, it was too much, I think, as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. They could have held just a little bit back, because she does do like another big monologue later on at the end. So yeah, they probably could have revealed maybe some of that at the end rather than at that point.
Yeah, just their psychos would have been explanation enough. They're psychos that look like us. Where did they come from?
Scary,
just run. Yeah, exactly.
How about you, Beck? Did you like the way that she portrayed the character?
Yes, I thought they were, again, like you said, all of them were brilliant, especially as they were all in scenes together. It was done really well, because like I wouldn't have noticed, you know, how they did it with.
Well, it's quite clever.
But there's no like, you know, sometimes you can tell like the body doubles and, you know, when you see it in other movies and things, or there's some kind of effects being used or green screen, but I couldn't tell anything from this, which I thought was really good. But yeah, I think watching the first time, that whole speech part didn't really bother me, but I think once you knew what was going on, watching it again, it was a bit like, yeah, okay, you don't need to say this. And I agree, if they'd have not said anything. Plus it also makes you think, like, why can she talk and nobody else can? But that was only once. I already knew what was happening, because I'd seen it before. But I agree, the little girl was the creepiest, I think. Just the look on her face, I was just like, she's horrible.
Smile. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah, that smile was creepy.
It was like my smile, like.
That's a good one, Chelley. Is she the real Chelley?
I agree with all of you. I thought they played the characters brilliantly, and that monologue could have been shortened down a little bit, because after that I was a bit like, but it confused me watching it the first. No shock, it confused me, because I was like, so I think because of how long that was, I didn't pick up the fact that she was talking, so I didn't think about it, because I was just I was too busy concentrating on what she was saying to try and understand kind of what was going on a little bit. So I think it was there to fool me. And it worked. So and I even liked the was it Kitty, the friend, and I just liked the contrast of them, and I know that was the point, but I just loved their whole death scenes, that whole when they died. I thought that was like, I was like, oh yes, I love it. It was brilliant. I was like,
I had like my only issue with that, which kind of links a little bit in with what Emma was saying about the stakes. I felt like this film succumbed to the most annoying horror trope for me, which is that secondary characters are killed so easily within seconds. Even the secondary villains are killed very easily, whereas the main characters, there's like knives at their throats, they're like being held down, and like they're either like released and thrown, or they're tackled, and for me I'm like, so they're just not
didn't
going
they
to die
stab
then,
them?
are they?
Yeah.
Mm.
Why didn't they stab them straight off like they did the other family?
Exactly.
And I have a theory that that's because the Red, and we know what happens with Red at the end. So that twist at the end is the reason she's playing with them. I don't think she actually wants to kill the other family. I don't know if she can, because of that twist at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
because she's one of these things is not like the other, you know. So
Yeah.
maybe that's, and because you can only kill your own twin, right? You can't kill other people's twins. That's right. Yeah,
That's
you can only kill
what
your
I
own.
thought. Yeah, I thought that.
So
Well, she
yeah,
kills
she's
the-
told
They
the
were
family
killing
to
the
go
other
and play with them, like go and play with them like cat and mouse. Don't kill them. She's told them that because that's what they do. So I'm wondering if just a little bit of her humanity is coming through there. Like, really, does she actually want to off them? I don't know that she does.
It's like,
Yeah. Whereas the other ones, the white family, you know, they were just like, ah, bye-bye, you go.
They were like, yeah.
Yeah, you're gone now. We take over.
But yeah, now I think about it, with like Adelaide's slash Red, like that whole scene where Pluto, so the doppelganger of Jason, was it Jason?
Yeah.
That whole thing when he, you know, he's going into the fire, she looks distraught in that moment because she's like, no, because effectively that is her son, isn't it, going into the fire? Like, oh,
yeah.
this is where my mind starts going, woo.
Yeah, and me.
But there's
do you see what I mean?
There's another
like,
problem with that theory, though, because if they're all copying,
Yeah.
why aren't they doing it all the time? And how did they get out in the first place if they're not all copying? Because they've got to copy continuously. So if you try and put real world logic on it, it falls apart.
Yeah.
You can't. You've got to kind of leave it as the metaphor. Yeah.
But the film
which is
tries
Chelley's
to
rabbit hole.
Yeah, but because the film tries to explain itself on its own terms, it invites you to then question everything as well. But you don't need any of that explanation. I don't think you need probably like an absolute dash of that explanation. That is going to be plenty because it all just completely falls apart under scrutiny.
Yeah.
Because it's not
absolutely.
It's not realism. It's not meant to be realism.
No, it's meant to be metaphorical. You know, it's a social commentary, isn't it?
Yeah. See, I just went too far with it. I was like, ooh, but it really made me think. Like after I'd finished it, it really did make me think a lot. I think perhaps I looked a little bit too much into it. But hi, Karen. Yeah, Karen's insulating her loft.
Oh wow! I need to do that. Can you come do mine as well, Karen?
Yeah, come and do mine as well, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
So apparently Jordan Peele gave the cast 11 horror films to watch, so they had a shared language when filming. So I'll just quickly reel them off. So there was Jaws, Dead Again, The Shining, The Babadook, It Follows, A Tale of Two Sisters, I've never seen that, The Birds, Funny Games, Martyrs, Let the Right One In, and Sixth Sense, which I thought was a bit random. So there's a few surprises in there. So how do you think, why did he give those films to them as like a shared language? Like some of them just seem unusual choices to me. Like obviously The Shining I can understand, and a couple of others, but Sixth Sense seemed like a little bit odd. What do you think, Josh?
I think he gave them It Follows because it's the same cinematographer as Us. So maybe he was thinking about how the film would look. So that would be like a quick way to say, well, this is what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
The Shining, I think the moment where the Shadow family appear in the driveway, that is like a direct reference to the twins materializing in The Shining.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's probably why he gave them that one. Jaws, obviously they're on the beach, so there's like that beachy sort of
I
feeling
thought
to it,
some
like
of the shots on that beach were a bit Jaws-ish. I did think that.
Yeah, totally. And maybe like The Sixth Sense is like really a really emotional horror film. So with that one, I wonder
massive twist.
And it's got a massive twist.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he was sort of looking at the relationship between Haley Joel Osment and his mum, Toni Collette, and sort of maybe that was the reason for that one. But yeah,
or maybe it was something to do with the little boy Jason. Maybe it was something to do with that, because obviously Haley Joel Osment in Sixth Sense plays such a good emotional role, even even when he's not saying anything, you can tell what's going on. And I found that with Jason a little bit, just by his, you can tell exactly what he's thinking, especially at that end scene in the end of the car. So maybe it was something to do with that. How about you, Emma? Is there any ones in there and you think, oh, why is that there? So like Dead Again, I've never seen. Dead Again, I don't think.
There's a couple of them I haven't seen, but I agree with what Josh was saying. But also, the Birds is one of my favourites. It was the first horror movie I ever saw. But there was seagulls on the beach. That's all I can kind of remember from that. But that was so tense and atmospheric. I wonder if that's the reason for that. I don't know. That doesn't translate at all. But that
maybe
claustrophobic feeling, of things coming in at you, like when she's in the phone box and the birds are coming in,
box.
like the family coming in at you, maybe, or coming down the chimney, or but I think a common language in horror, that's a good idea. That is a good idea, because maybe the cast hadn't seen a lot of horror, and you can't, I don't think you can do anything any justice unless you know what the director's going for. I think it's a clever idea, really, to give them, because they all were cohesive. I felt like the acting was great.
Yeah, definitely. And how about you, Beck? Because I know we was chatting, and I'd sent Beck a list of these films, and we both said some of these both me and Beck had never seen. I was like, well, we're missing out. Do we need to learn this language of horror? So
I was just interested to hear what you guys thoughts on it, because I was like, I don't know actually, but probably quite a few of those I haven't seen.
Yeah, so
it follows, I remember being very sinister and strange, but the other ones I was just like, I don't know, but I'm interested to hear people's thoughts on it.
I thought there was quite random, and obviously Funny Games. I mean, I've not seen Funny Games. I don't think I have anyway, but I know we've spoke about it before when we've had Mark on as a guest, and obviously that scene at the start when they're in the living room with the doppelgängers, I'm guessing is to do with Funny Games, because I've seen clips of it and stuff. So but
have
did
you
you
seen
pick
Martyrs?
I haven't seen that. Oh,
that's
dear.
quite something.
Is it?
Oh god, yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely going to watch the ones I haven't seen on that list. I'm really intrigued to watch A Tale of Two Sisters. I've never seen that.
No, I've never.
So I'm gonna.
I've got a feeling that's a South Korean horror film.
Yeah. And I haven't heard of Dead Again. I hadn't heard of that.
No, I'm not sure what that is.
Is Dead Again the one with Jeremy Irons and a doppelganger? I think it's
that would make
sense.
I don't know.
It's worth a watch.
I'm going to definitely check those out. And Larissa put Sixth Sense, probably because you look at it totally differently the second time, like this one, as if you didn't guess the twist straight away. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you do. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier about noticing things on second watches. And Larissa's put all those film choices make sense to her. So yes, we're definitely going to have to check anyone's out that we haven't seen, just so we can say. But did you pick up any other film connections or anything else that pays homage to another film or anything like that, Emma?
Just the Birds one, and like Josh was saying, the Shining in the driveway when they're not moving, and there was a lot of horror tropes in there. But what I did like, and it comes back to creepy movements, is the girls, the foreshadowing with the girls, the two twins. Actually, it was funny watching it because one of my daughters has friends who are twins, and they're very similar. They were always cartwheeling. I'm like, and they're blonde, and I was like going, oh my god, it's like. And Lily always had her earphones in, and like similar vibe going on while they're cartwheeling, and he's sort of sitting there kind of chilling. And so when they turned into the evil twins and they cartwheel past, I just thought that was such a great, that's what you do in horror, or hanging from the ceiling, or stuff like that. I thought that was brilliant. That was really creepy. So I liked I did like that, but I didn't really notice, the whole feel of it is like a love letter to horror. But yeah, I didn't really notice anything that stuck out too much that I could sort of go, oh, that's because of that. Although I did think to myself, when they first appeared, I did think to myself, why didn't they do a Bill and Ted and just build good robot usses? And then they could fight the bad evil usses. So I was like, that's really stupid, Emma. Why would that even happen? But yeah.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Imagine that.
Oh dear. How about you, Josh? Did you pick up any other film connections or anything it pays homage to at all?
The big one was Lost Boys, because it's the same beach, and the prologue stuff is set in 1986, which is when the Lost Boys was being shot. And there's that line that the mum says, which is, "There's a movie shooting. Do you want to go check it out?"
Oh,
so that was Lost Boys.
I didn't even put that connection together. That's cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, that's so clever.
And then,
I love stuff like this.
There's sort of like a big reference, I think, as well, when she's told that she can't go on one of the rides because she's not big enough.
Oh,
and there's definitely he goes to the arcade, the seafront arcade, and it's got a similar vibe to that film.
Yeah, I like that. How about you, Beck? Did you pick anything else up, like any other films it paid homage to? It's just
I was just like in the zone, not thinking. But yeah, I did read about the Lost Boys bit after when you were talking about the question, because I didn't see anything, but I was just in concentration mode. But yeah, I did like that Lost Boys one, because that's one of my favourites. So.
Oh yeah,
I love Lost Boys.
I love that. I love Lost Boys so much. So this
one more that I found.
Go. I wonder if it's the same one. I wonder if it's the same one I found.
Okay, no, you go.
No, you go.
I read an interview with Jordan Peele, and the opening when it's the shot of the TV screen and you've got the videos on the shelves. One of the videos is a film called Chud, which is like cannibal Holocaust something or other, underground something.
Oh,
I've never
seen strange.
Isn't it strange? I haven't seen that.
But Jordan Peele said that his first girlfriend's father made that film. It's like a super famous underground B-movie horror film, so that's why he did it. Obviously it's got similar narrative threads to Us, so that's why I put it in there. So I thought that was kind of fun.
I like that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Cool.
And talking about those films at the beginning, so next to Chud was The Goonies.
Yes.
So I didn't click this. I did go back and have to have a look at this, because right at the very end there was a line, and I thought, this line sounds familiar, that Red says, or Adelaide says, no, it must be Red. And I think she says, I wrote it down somewhere on sec. So she ends whatever she's saying. I think it's when they're in the classroom bit or something, or somewhere. And she ends it with, now it's our time up there. And I was like, wait.
Yes, I heard that too.
Goonies? And I was like, this has got to be a Goonies reference. So I looked it up. So obviously the Goonies, Mikey says, when they're underground, so it's their time up there, but down here it's our time down here. And I was like, this is so good. I'm a huge Goonies fan, and I was like, so then I went down the whole rabbit hole of like looking up Goonies stuff, and apparently I can't claim that I noticed this, but then I read this, that the fast food that the family eats at the beginning is from a takeaway called Copper Pots, which is a nod to Chester Copper Pot from the Goonies. Apparently, I was like, no way. And obviously the Goonies, it's mostly,
I did think that
underground
was close to the Goonies.
Yeah. I was like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, wait.
Too, Chelley.
Yeah, yay! And I think Larissa said, Chelley, I don't
But
think you
I
should
didn't
watch
think
Martyrs.
that because Goonies isn't horror.
No, I know. It was only because then I went back and I saw the video next to the Chud video that Josh mentioned, and I thought, oh wow, because obviously she's absorbed all of this stuff from watching that and the Hands Across America and things, and Goonies, Chud, and stuff. So I was like, oh, interesting. But yes, Narissa put, Chelley, I don't think you should watch Martyrs. Are you setting me up, Josh?
It's pretty grim.
Sharon's
Really quite
put,
grim.
she loves Martyrs, but it's not for the faint-hearted. And Narissa's put,
It's
I
very
don't think
gory.
Chelley would recover.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Very gory.
Yeah, keep out those rabbit holes. I know, Sharon, I know. So did you have a favourite scene or moment in the film that really stood out to you, Emma?
Well, obviously, my favourite scene is when the White family gets slaughtered. That is like the best because there's blood everywhere. Shelley loves blood as well. There's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
That's probably my favourite scene. But what I did really like and what I thought was done really, really well is the fact that they took the dad out as soon as they entered, the home invasion. They took the dad out of the picture, so he could not save the family. Because every time the man is saving the family, I'm like, this is not realistic. Sorry, guys, it's not. Mothers unite, they are fierce and they will save the family. So although if you've got to take the dad out for that to happen, because the dad is big, he's a big guy and he could just punch them all out of the way. So as soon as they did that, and when she said to him, we're not listening to you anymore, I was just like, oh my God, so relatable. So yeah, I thought that was really clever because he is a big guy and he could have just smashed everybody out of the way, given the opportunity. So the fact that they took him out, then the kid had to drive, and the mum had to take charge. It was a good way of centering the protagonist without being silly about women's strength, because we're not supernatural. We can't lift cars up. And that's always people's gripes when they see a woman doing something fierce. Oh, that's unrealistic. This was realistic for me. So I think my favourite is, and I did like when he was, I don't know why I put him in that rubbish bag, but when he was in the bin bag and he was just like, I thought that was hilarious. Like, poke a little hole so he could have a look, and then he was like, I'm going out, I thought, I don't know why you put him in the bin bag. I'm not sure what he was up to there. Or how you even got him in that bin bag. I don't know. It was great. It did make me laugh.
And then the scene that follows that with the motor when he I had to rewind that bit
with his beloved boat.
I was like, wait, that was like really quick, like like God.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, it was a good scene. I like that. How about you, Beck? Did you have a favourite scene or anything?
Yeah. I mean, I loved like towards the end when we go underground, and when they're flipping back and forth between the top and the bottom, and we see all the tethered underneath, like they're on the carousel. So they're just walking round and round, and then we see the people up top on the carousel, and it's going back down and showing us the dad and the mom and the little girls obviously following them, and then they're doing it up the top as well. I just loved how they were showing that. But also the end where Red and Addie was probably my favourite bit, where they're kind of fighting, dancing. It was just so smooth, and I loved the music that they were doing it too. Yeah. But it was almost like they were, because her dance is in it, isn't it? She was going to be a dancer when she was younger. But the fight is so choreographed, and the movements, it's like they're dancing. I don't know, I just loved it. I thought it was great how they did that.
It was really clever, that, and I agree. I liked the way it kept showing you the alternative and then the real life and things. Yeah, definitely. I agree. How about you, Josh? Did you have a favourite scene or moment?
I just love the bit when the family turn up on the driveway. I think it's so creepy, and like watching it the second time, you're looking at it going, oh yeah, that's really them. It's just really effective. It's great.
Yeah. No, I agree with all of your favourite scenes, but my favourite scene was when that other family got killed.
I knew it.
Emma sussed me out. I was like, this is cool.
Oh, my blood!
Wouldn't be cool if I was in it, but you know, it was good.
I did like that moment when, like, the film does have a really good sense of humor, obviously, because it's Jordan Peele. But there's that bit where they're watching the news for ages, and then when they actually get up from the sofas, you see that there's actually been a body on the coffee table the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
there are little like elements of like little subtle comedy moments, aren't there?
Oh yeah, when the evil guy goes to help her up, she thinks when she's crawling across the floor, she thinks he's going to give her a hand. What? I thought him being evil, that evil character, was the funnest.
Yeah, definitely. That was brilliant scene. So apparently, Jordan Peele has kept quite tight-lipped about the Us movie and any explanations and things like that. So it's been quite fun researching like for questions and things, because it's quite hard to find like anything that he's maybe said about interpretation. So I think one of the things that's clever is there's many ways for the film to be interpreted. So what was your interpretation, Josh?
Oh no.
Josh loves
This
it.
is my problem with the film.
Go on, Josh.
Yeah, this is just like my main problem with the film is it doesn't give us enough. Like it doesn't commit to one thing it's trying to say. There's so much going on, you know, because like the Hands Across America thing is about I think it was sort of against homelessness in America, and I know that Jordan Peele used that image because he found it terrifying for like a reason that he can't explain, which is fascinating. But yeah, it's like so are the others, the shadow people, like an allegory for homelessness, or are they an allegory for just like the general oppressed people in America? Obviously, like Us could be read as US, like United States. And I know that Jordan Peele has said this is a movie about the fact that maybe we are our own worst enemy. So there's like so much going on there that it's interesting to analyze, but as entertainment and as like a narrative, it doesn't quite work for me.
Yeah, I get that. How about you, Emma? What's your interpretation of the film?
She's absolutely on the money. Yeah, it doesn't work as a concept at all. But what I think, from my perspective, someone who's working class, I think it was about class. For me, the top are the privileged, and the bottom are the oppressed, like Josh was saying. And they're getting to live outside kind of this mediocre, almost a circus of a life, compared to them actually eating the real food while they're eating rabbit guts or whatever. You know, they get to eat the real food. They get to act out eating real food by eating rabbit guts, which is not very nice. You know, I don't know for sure because I've never done that. But maybe it's tasty. But yeah, so I didn't know. I didn't know either whether it was because all the white rabbits were hopping around. I'm like, is this Alice in Wonderland? Is he actually telling us this is absolute nonsense? Is that what he's actually doing? Like, we're all trying to read meaning into it, but really he's just made whatever he liked, and it's just a nonsense film. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, is he duping us all? You know, we're all trying to intellectually find out, is it about oppression? Is it about hunger and famine? What's it about? You know, class? Maybe it's just nonsense. I don't know. But yeah,
no, that's so true, because it's really hard to find anything online where he's kind of like give us like an interpretation or anything like that. I couldn't find anything. He said things.
No, I don't think he's
but
definitely said anything.
Because he confused himself.
Yeah. Explain yourself, Mr. Peele.
Or is he just like laughing at us all, as you say, like for like going down and like trying to find out an interpretation or what?
All the film critics are going, He's like going, it doesn't mean anything. I just liked all those things. I mushed them all together.
No, that's it.
Absolutely.
How about you, Beck? Did you have any interpretation on it, or did you just enjoy it for what it was and just went along with the ride?
kind of went along with the ride, but yeah, I did assume it was kind of the privileged and, you know, oppressed, like you said. But I did Google, because there was a couple of things I noticed through it, like the white rabbits, the color red, and I don't know if you noticed the 1111.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was on the clock,
yeah.
1111, and it was on the man when he was at the fairground.
Oh, yeah,
I think, and then
Jeremiah.
cardboard
Yeah.
sign.
yeah,
The
that's it.
placard,
Yeah,
remember
so I was looking
And
into that. Yeah,
his shadow guy had it on his forehead.
head. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So I was like,
And what is the one?
what's that? What's that
What is
mean?
it?
So apparently it's, I'm guessing the Bible, Jeremiah 11:11. It says, "Behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape." And I was like, okay then. And then apparently the white rabbits symbolise rebirth.
Oh my goodness.
So to do with the
Wow.
tethered.
Wow.
So I was like, that's interesting.
I was
Yeah, like you say, all these
completely
white
wrong
rabbits
about
kept
that.
hopping round, and I was like,
Yeah. I mean,
but
I love that opening, the credits
with the
shot of the rabbits.
yeah,
And that one in the
yeah.
middle just sitting there perfectly.
Oh,
Like
I was like, they better not hurt these rabbits.
Yeah, I was like, I want to let them out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. That is. See, there's more.
Yeah.
There's more that I can go and look at after now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of just took it that it's like the actions of those with power impact other people, and they might never know it, and that someone out there, your doppelganger, maybe could have your life, but under completely different circumstances, and that kind of intrigues me. Like, I do wonder, like, if there's a because the people say they've got doppelgangers, like, are they living the life you've chosen a certain path for your life? Are they out there chosen the complete opposite paths, like the path that you could have chosen? Like, I just like stuff like that. I really find quite fascinating. Josh is like laughing.
I'm just thinking about that. But so I'm thinking about The Simpsons. There's that episode where Homer meets the posh guy with a cane and a mustache, and it looks just like him.
Yeah. I thought you was laughing at the fact there might be a second one of me out there, Josh.
Oh no, I'd love that.
Can you imagine? That would be like someone's
what
complete
nightmare.
like,
you're Chelley. They'd be called like
Smelly
Shirley or something. You say it, Chelley.
Oh dear, that's what I used to get. No, not that I smelled at school, but as a joke, people used to go, "Oh, smelly Chelley." Like, I didn't smell. But you know what kids can be like.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So Emma's
at least you went. Oh, Shelley, I got M phlegm. That was terrible.
Like, and it's not like you were phlegmy. Like,
Oh
you know.
dear.
Yeah, look, Shelley Mack has just said, yes, I've had smelly Shelley.
Oh,
No.
kids are so unoriginal.
I know, I could have thought of something else. Yeah. Oh dear. So, sorry. Oh dear, you're making me choke. So overall, like, who were you rooting for? Like, be honest now, were you actually rooting for like the doppelgangers, or were you rooting for the people up in the real world? Emma?
I was rooting for the families, but I did feel for Red quite a bit, because I felt that was, you know, like trying to claw your way out of a situation you've been dumped in. I kind of can relate to that. So it's like I did feel sorry for her, and I kind of wanted her to win through, but I thought she was too far gone to go into the real world now. So yeah, I felt that her clone deserved to be up where they were. I mean, they escaped their horrible situation. So as much as I felt sorry for Red, yeah, I was rooting for the clone, for the tethered.
Yeah. So even when, like, you found out the twist that she was the clone, like,
yeah,
like, I was like, oh God, my brain can't go. But yeah, it was like, were you did you then change who you was rooting for a little bit? Like,
no, because I
no.
suspected when I first watched it that had happened, that the switch had happened. So I was like, oh, now I don't know if I'm a bad person, because I think that the one that was down underneath should have taken the girl's place. And then I'm thinking, but that poor girl, you know, I mean, she had everything and now she's got nothing, but this one had nothing and now she's got everything. I don't know, I was conflicted completely. I always want everyone to share and have everything.
Yeah. How about you, Josh? Who were you rooting for?
I was rooting for the family, but I think because after that great long speech, everything just felt a bit silly. I was a bit like, well, I don't really care.
You were just like,
that's how it felt.
And how about you, Beck? Who were you rooting for? Or were you conflicted?
I mean, well, the whole way through I was kind of rooting for the family, but then once that kind of reveal came at the end, it did make you think, like, well, who is the bad guy here? Like, who do you root for? I don't know. You feel bad for both of them, don't you? So, like you say, everybody should just be free, and so they can be happy.
That's it. Yeah. And
but
I wanted to ask as well, like, just what you all thought. So, you know, like right at the end, she does like the smile to the Jason, to the younger child. Like, do you think, like, I've seen people think that maybe he was the doppelganger too, but I don't think that. But do you just think it's that case of like children have that sense of knowing kind of thing, especially like in a horror film, children always seem to know things that the adults don't. It's like, what do you think, Josh? Do you think he definitely knew, didn't he? But at what point was it? Just from what he saw in that, you know, underground, that he knew, or do you think he
just seeing her expression? I think because now that he had seen other shadow people, he recognized a certain quality to her that that he wouldn't have noticed before, maybe. And like when he puts the mask on, I feel like that's him thinking, I'm gonna have to kill my mum.
Well, did you think that, Emma, as well, like that very end scene with him? I just wondered what you thought.
I feel like he was very close to his mother. You know, and I think that you know, that's her little baby, and I think that he definitely could sense there was something off. But then the alternative is the crazy thing that came after him with the scissors. So, you know, probably going to keep quiet about that one, because Mummy still loves me no matter if she's a crazy tethered or not.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And I meant to mention this earlier. I loved the fact that the weapon was the scissors as well, which is obviously like the dual thing and things. Did you like that, Beck, about the scissors? I thought, did I read too much into the scissors?
Well, to me, I just assumed it was for cutting the tether. So I thought it was good, but then when I looked into it more, and like you said, the jewel, I was like,
like two halves of the same item, and I was like, this is
that's
so
getting
good.
a bit too clever now.
I thought it like, I was thinking about the Scissor Sisters symbol, which was a pair of scissors with legs.
Like,
Kind of look like people.
Wow. See, like, this is a new year, Emma. I'm learning new things. I'm getting cleverer. Look.
Big brain, Chelley. Yes. Not smelly Chelley.
No. And do you think, I've saw people kind of wanting a sequel to this film? Like, do you think a sequel would have worked, like kind of as a final question? Do you think it would work? Do we need to know what happened to all them people that were holding hands across the country and stuff, Emma?
I would have, no, I don't think we need a sequel. I think what I would have liked, though, is if they'd have edited the film a little bit more and had those other twins really cause some carnage. Imagine on that beach. Imagine if they were in the roller coaster. you know, I don't know, it would have been, the teacups, you know, it would have been so fun. I wish they'd have done it. I was like, why didn't you utilise that fairground a bit more and just have them just wreaking havoc on the, you know, it could have been funny as well, because, you know, when they're playing the games, you know, whack-a-mole, one of them could have whacked the person that was playing the whack-a-mole and then carried on playing the game. This is my game, you know, like, I don't know, I just would have liked that rather than I would have liked to see them come out and converge. Kind
of like, you know, in the Barbie movie when Ken comes out and sees all the other Kens to fight, like,
I did love that scene in Barbie.
Like a big showdown. Yeah, that's my comparison. How about you, Josh? I'm guessing you wouldn't want a sequel.
Yes, I want more of this. No, I think the nature of sequels is to like develop that world even more, and I don't know that we need that world developed anymore. I think that it's sort of like this weird thing over here that has happened now, and that's fine.
Move on. Oh no. How about you, Beck? Would you like a sequel?
No, I think it would ruin it, and just not needed. Not needed.
It's kind of like its own entity, isn't it? Really? Yeah. Although I don't know whether I might like an older Jason. Oh, I just realised they called him Jason as well, and he had a mask as well. But
gosh, he's
see, look, I've turned over today. It just came to me. But yeah, I don't know whether I'd like to see I was going to say see an older Jason then cause like a rampage, and then I thought, oh wait, that's like Friday the 13th.
I'd actually watch that.
Maybe it's a prequel to Friday the 1st.
Yeah, maybe. Oh dear. Yeah, Chelley Mackers, but I loved the ending. My imagination was everywhere. See, this was me. I was like, I'd let the credits roll at the end, and I was like, wait. And then I just I stayed up way too late looking at like stuff and conspiracy theories, and oh dear, this is what happens. TikToks and stuff. Oh, this is what my life is like. This is the excitement I get in my life. So overall, then we wasn't sure. I kind of liked it. I give it a thumbs up because I kind of liked it. But you know, I haven't seen Get Out or Nope, so maybe when I've seen them, I'll be like, oh yeah, Us. No, it wasn't as good. So I'll hold judgment. So you're not a fan, Josh? No.
I think there's some really great stuff in it, and I always admire people who are just like full of ideas and just sort of just full of creativity. And this film doesn't skimp on any of that, but for me it doesn't cohere. So it's not my fave.
No. What about you, Beck? A fan? Not a fan?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. Like I say, more so this second time round. I might watch it again later in some point in the future, but I won't rush to. But if you think too hard about it, it just opens so many questions that don't get answered. But but
and how about and how about you, Emma? A fan? Not a fan of this one overall?
Yeah, I like Us. I do. I like it for the same reasons that Josh has said about there are good elements in it. Jordan is definitely an artist. He is, but I do prefer like Nope and Get Out, and Get Out feels so real. Like even though it's couldn't happen, it feels like it could. But I might go and watch Nope because I just remembered how much I love that one. I do love that one. That was brilliant. Yeah, I
I'm
think I need
definitely going to check them out. And Horror Flicks has said you should definitely watch Get Out and Nope. Yeah, I think I'm the only one who hasn't seen them in the out of the four of us. So, but I definitely will. I'm really, really intrigued now to watch them. But thanks, guys. Thanks for chatting with me and putting up with all my theories and like.
I loved them.
In my mind. I'm going down the rabbit hole, so to speak. So yeah, it's been really great hearing what you thought. And I think Emma suggested this film, so I'm glad that you did, Emma, because now I'm on the Jordan Peele train, and yeah, I like
Choo
it.
choo.
Choo choo. So do check out the brilliant Josh's The Shadow Glass and Burn the Negative. And then upcoming Heads Will Roll, which is out when, Josh? Just remind me.
Oh, it's out in the UK on the 8th of August, and it's out in America on the 30th of July.
Yay! Yeah. I can't wait.
How rude! The Americans get it first.
I know, they get everything.
Have a word, Josh. Have a word. And do check out, Emma's got some brilliant short stories in here, and hopefully some exciting news soon. Well, I know I've just built that up, but you know what
Fingers
I mean.
crossed. I do.
And then check out Beck's brilliant page. So This Girl Loves Horror, but I'll pop a link because you do absolutely brilliant movie reviews. Like you watch so many horror films, Beck. Honestly, I'm like, whoa,
yeah. Too many. Too many.
And Becca's got a brilliant podcast. So Becca's one half of the Girl and the Gay podcast, which is absolutely brilliant. So I'll put a link to that as well. But thank you for being our special guest, Beck. Thank you so much.
I'm glad for having me.
I'm glad that
we
the
got there.
Settled and you was able to join us.
Yes, thankfully.
And
thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks, Beck. And someone's just put, if anyone likes Get Out, you might like Skeleton Key. I've seen the Skeleton Key.
I haven't seen that.
That's the one with what's her name? Kate Hudson. Yeah. Oh yeah, I liked that. Oh, so I'm definitely going to like Get Out then.
I think it's on Netflix right now.
Ooh, might go and watch that now then. Oh, but thanks, guys. I will see you.
Thanks, everyone.
Nice to see you on our first chat.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.